Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my first impressions look on the Under Armour Flow Futr X 2. So if you guys remember the Flow Futr X 1, this shoe was very nice, and I recommended it to you guys. I mean, that basically has the same exact flow outsole and midsole as the Curry shoes, the Curry 8, 9, and now the 10. Or actually we'll have yet to see on the cushioning setup of the 10, but I'm guessing it's just flow, you know what I mean? So yeah, this shoe is amazing, and they finally came out with the 2. This shoe is going for 120 bucks. So if you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave an affiliate link in the description box, but let's get it started off with the Tracciones. And the actual kind of like pattern is a little bit different, you know, especially comparing it to the original, right? I guess like the original was very similar to the Curry 8, right? And I guess like the overall pattern is super similar, you know, like I don't know why, but they like to have this like ripple pattern here in the heel. They kind of have like 2 little spots, and it kind of ripples out here on the lateral side and also on the medial side of the outsole. The same thing here on the 2, but like I don't know, there's like little pods in the midfoot now, so it is a little bit different, you know, just because the flow outsole like pattern was getting a little old, you know what I mean? Like the Curry 8, 9, 10, the Curry 4 Flotro, and the Flow Futr X, like the first one, it just like has the pretty much the exact same pattern, you know what I mean? So that was getting a little bit old. Do we just want to see a different pattern on the flow outsole? I don't know why they don't change it up, you know what I mean? Like as far as rubber outsoles go, I mean, it's all rubber, you know what I mean? So you can't really change the actual like rubber, but I guess you can change the rubber compound and also the pattern of the outsole, which I feel like they definitely should do. But anyways, it feels the exact same as the Flow Futr X, the Curry 8, Curry 9, the Curry 4 Flotro. What other shoe has a flow? So yeah, just trying it on my wood floor, super silent. There's absolutely zero squeak, but has an insane bite. So yeah, it'll probably perform very well, and it'll probably be a top tier traction pattern as well. As far as the durability goes, I did play in the Curry 8s on outdoor court, and it was a lot better than I expected. Of course, it's not the best option for outdoor use, but I definitely did hold its own a little bit. So yeah, I mean, you should be okay playing in any type of flow outsole on an outdoor court. All right, as far as the heel to toe transition goes, it feels overall pretty smooth, right? So here in the heel, super curved shape. Just look at how much it curves and rounds up here in the heel. Look at that, right? And then here in the forefoot, we have a very nice curved shape as well, and a lot of forefoot flex, right? Just where like the actual foot flexes. And also here in the middle of the outsole, we have, it looks like a midfoot chanclet. It says Under Armour on it, so torsional support seems like it's gonna be good too. So yeah, I mean, feels very similar to pretty much every single flow outsole that I've tried, right? So there's that. As far as the cushioning setup goes, yeah, it's flow, so it's not super nice. I mean, if you're looking for a, you know, good responsive cushioning setup that's low to the ground, then this is a great option. I mean, it's a little bit better than stiff Phylon, you know what I mean? There is a little bit of compression and it's kind of soft, kind of. But for the most part, you know, yeah, if you're looking for any type of like softness, comfort, bounce, impact protection also isn't the best, then yeah, I mean, it feels exactly or very similar to the original one, you know, the Flow Futr X and Curry 8, Curry 9, Curry 4 Flotro. So it's getting a little old, honestly, and I feel like they're giving us the exact same shoe with like a different upper, you know what I mean? Change up the cushioning setup a little bit, you know what I mean? Put some micro G in, you know, or like, I don't know, do what the Wild 10 is doing, you know, with a softer strobo board, you know what I mean? Like the strobo board here is super stiff, and stepping comfort sucks, and also the insole sucks. I don't know what happened to Under Armour. Under Armour used to give us really nice plush insoles, but here in the Flow Futr X, it's not that nice, it feels like. So yeah, I mean, it feels pretty much the exact same as every other Flow midsole that we've had so far. Moving on to the materials. So the material is really cheap, and usually I don't care about materials, you know, as long as it's thin, it conforms to my foot, and it's supportive. I really don't care what type of composition of material it is, you know what I mean? Like it could be suede, it could be mesh, it could be knit, whatever it is, right? I mean, I would prefer knits just because it's, you know, it's a little bit more comfortable and stuff like that, but, or mesh, but overall it's not a huge deal, and it doesn't contribute that much for me liking the shoe overall. And it's not as important as like, you know, fit or traction to me personally, but here in the Flow Futr X, it's this mesh material, and I'm like, you know, mesh is not bad, you know, but it's so flimsy and cheap feeling. And also, usually I don't really care about cheap materials, like cheap feeling materials all too much, but this feels so flimsy and crappy, like this entire upper, and it's 120 bucks. So I don't know what Under Armour is doing. It just feels like like this entire shoe. Like, also, if you look at the paint job on the midsole, right, the paint job is just absolutely atrocious. Like, I don't know, like some of the lines aren't straight. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but it just looks like it's painted. I mean, obviously it's supposed to look like it, but I don't know. It just looks super cheap and not very nice. But anyways, yeah, it's super thin, which I guess is good, and also there's no stretch to it, so it feels super supportive. And also there is a little, actually a very thin fuse here in the tip of the toe for toe drags, and also better durability, so that's good. But I guess it conforms to my foot kind of well, you know, but overall it feels super glued down and very, very cheap, even on foot, which I don't like, right? Also here, like in the midfoot, we have, you guys can see this blue material. So it's like an underlaying material that is supposed to reinforce this overall mesh upper for better support. And it kind of like comes out and turns into eyelets, which is pretty cool. For the tongue, we have a half booty construction tongue for a better overall one-to-one fit. And there's just super minimal padding on the tongue, and also absolutely zero padding here in the ankle area. So yeah, I mean, it's a very minimal feeling upper, which I like, but it feels super cheap, right? And I mean, here in the original one, we have like a mesh material, which it was like soft and super comfortable, but not super supportive, you know what I mean? So that definitely was a little bit of an issue for me. So I guess they did fix that here in the 2. It feels a lot more supportive, but I feel like they glued it down a little too much, right? All right, moving on to the fit. I went true to size, and I don't really like the fit all too much. And I feel like Under Armour is making the Flow Futr X for like wide footers, or maybe not wide footers, but like people that want a roomier fit in the toe box, just because like in the Curry 8 and 9, they're just super narrow, you know, super narrow and very snug in the toe box. So maybe they're trying to make shoes for more of a variety of foot sizes, which of course is a good thing, but I really don't like how it fits right now. Even here in the original shoe, it wasn't the best fit because it was like a super stretchy like mesh material, and also this material did stretch out a lot once you broke it in. So yeah, I mean, it feels pretty damn roomy here in the toe box. I could pretty much curl my toes up all the way. Lengthwise, I'm good to go true to size, right? So if you want like a true to size shoe, you should be fine. But here in the toe box, I don't like it. But of course, that's just my personal preference. If you like a roomier fit in the toe box, this will probably be a better option for you guys. Like, look at this. I don't know if you guys like scrunches up. Look at how roomy it is, right? And also, as far as the width goes, I would say it's around normal. So yeah, I mean, if you have a wide foot or you want a roomier fit, this is probably a pretty good option for you guys. But if you want a super snug fit, this definitely is not a great option. As far as the support and lockdown goes, it feels like it's going to be very, very good. So for lateral containment, we can see here in the forefoot, there's not a whole lot of lateral counters, but actually there's none. But this material feels super supportive, so I don't think there's going to be any type of issues. I feel like they should have you know, put this blue material, like this underlying material, a little bit more and extended it here into the forefoot. But like I said, it feels pretty damn supportive. So I don't think there's going to be any huge issues with that. And then here in the heel, we have an internal TPU heel counter. So lateral containment feels like it's going to be pretty good. And for lateral stability, I mean, this shoe is a pretty wide base. I mean, it doesn't protrude out that much, but it is wide. So lateral stability feels like it's going to be good as well. As far as the weight goes, this shoe is probably going to be super light. You know, Flow is a very light density foam, and this mesh material, like there's zero foam and it feels like super minimal on foot. So I'm guessing like 10 ounces. Yeah, 10.55 ounces. Let's check the other pair. 10.51 ounces. That's compared to the first one. 10.41 ounces, super duper light, pretty much the same exact weight. So didn't really change all too much as far as the weight goes. Yeah, I mean, all Under Armour shoes with Flow outsoles are super lightweight, and also it's not using rubber, right? And rubber outsoles take up a good amount of weight in a shoe. I mean, midsoles and outsoles take a majority of the weight in most shoes. So yeah, removing the outsole and also having a very light density foam like Flow will decrease the weight of the shoe very, very much. And yeah, overall shoe is super light and very minimal feeling, but it does feel super cheap on foot. All right, as far as the aesthetics go, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I like the first one better. And there were some really cool colorways for the first one as well. I mean, I guess I do like the gradient, but I don't know, just painting the like the Flow midsole with this is just not clean. And also this shoe looks super cheap as well and feels very cheap too. So yeah, not a huge fan of the aesthetics. Tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, yeah, I mean, this might be one of the only shoes with the Flow outsole midsole that I might not like, just because the fit isn't great, the materials feel real cheap. I mean, the traction, I have no doubts it's gonna be super good. Cushion, it's gonna feel pretty much the same as all the other shoes that have the Flow midsole, but the upper and the fit, I'm not liking a whole lot. But anyways, that about wraps up my first impressions of the UA Flow Futr X2. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I try to leave an affiliate link in the description box, but that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.